Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all three eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, people stop the real quick cut. Double check the steering wheel. Control.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
All out there. Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Hello, and welcome to Atlanta here at Echo Park Speedway. Rogue Racing League and their Gen 4 NASCAR Cup Series race cars about to take on this historic racetrack here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Of course, now rebranded to Echo Park Speedway, but this, I think, a throwback to the old, using the legacy Atlanta here. No progressive banking, the old Speedway here. Pull up our race info. Once again, you'll see that name, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Echo Park out here in the present day, 1.5 mile racetrack. One of the great historied racetracks here in Atlanta. Had a lot of time personally spent at this racetrack. Got to watch some legends and exciting events up there from the suites. Just top turn number 4. Good friend Buddy Floyd up there in the suites. Got to have a great time. Want to give a big thank you to those partners and sponsors that make it happen here for Fearless Broadcasting. Want to give a big thank you to Push the Edge, Tier 1 Setup Shop. And if you go ahead, stop by Tier 1 Setup Shop, get yourself a setup. Use code FEARLESS for 10% off over there. That's FEARLESS, Fearless. Get you 10% off over at Tier 1. Admin Box, thank you guys. Use that code FEARLESS-BOX, FEARLESS-BOXX for 10% off over on Admin Box. Thank you to Juicy Spider Studios, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Puffy's Swag Shop, Fearless Enterprise, Fearless Motorsports, and, of course, Fearless Broadcasting, having me up in the booth here tonight. Greg Thielsen going to be bringing you all the action here with the Rogue Racing League. Going to be an exciting night here in Atlanta. We see a few cars out on track, getting those last few minutes of practice. About 6.5 minutes remaining. Let's take a look here on the racetrack. Let's jump here. See what we got. A little accident there for Jason Berg. Fortunately, lucky to happen here in practice. Take a look at those practice results here. Chuck Sweeting up on top in that number 75 machine. The number 1, David Chandler, sitting there in second. John Spizak in third. Tyler Daniels sitting in fourth in the 45. Last week's winner there at Sonoma, Tyler Daniels having a good run out there. Jason Berg sitting in that 21 machine, sitting fifth. Nathan Anderson, Stephen Bocock, Joshua Dunn, Richard Culbertson, Peter Stewart, Devin Clark, Dylan Passetti, Zach DeMars, Gary Rose, Don Avery, Paul Watson out here tonight. Take a look at that 84 Corey Stewart going out there for some practice laps in that number 84 machine. Definitely interested to see what these drivers gonna do here tonight. Bring in our audio. So sorry, I didn't have that desktop audio on there. Listen to these race cars. Little less than 5 minutes remaining here in practice. Qualifying about to kick off. 10 minutes of qualifying starting there in 5 minutes. And then we jump into this 120 lap race here at Echo Park Speedway. Season number 4 for Rogue Racing League. A lot of these drivers looking towards the end of this season. This chase coming up, those last 4 races here of the 12-week season. Gonna be exciting to see who can get themselves up into the chase. Super curious to see how this one turns out here tonight. I hear from the drivers, very, very loose conditions. Aero loose being a big issue here tonight. Somebody gets down on that left rear, you are definitely in for a treat. That car wanting to come around here tonight under that aero conditions. Heard it from a few drivers, not just from one. So definitely going to be curious how that one works out here tonight. Sideways, Bocock, Steve Bocock in the 12, finding the wall there. Not what he wanted there, fortunately. See a few drivers still sitting down here in pit lane. Notably that 35, Zach DeMars, the 54 here, John Spizak. That number 30, Nathan Anderson. 69, Richard Culbertson. See Tyler Daniels, number 45 back there. Jump out here with that number 9. Getting out onto the racetrack, that 9 of Peter Stewart. Looking to set a few practice laps here. 3 minutes left. Get that last few laps of practice you can in here. Looking like he's got bacon on the side of that machine. Not entirely sure, but I caught it last week. I'm pretty sure that number 9 wrapped up like some bacon. Could be mistaken, but that's what it looks like to me. Super curious what this 1.5 mile racetrack gonna fare for these drivers. Looks like it's gonna be a night race here tonight. So you see that sun going down just a little bit. Watch that number 9 get sideways there through turn number 1 and 2, able to catch it down on the backstretch. At number 1, David Chandler in that Bud Light machine, Logitech. Getting passed by that 77 there of Paul Watson. True Designs number 1 here. Definitely a good looking hot rod. Very loose. Coming out of 4 there. Curious what these drivers gonna do here tonight. And with a little less than a minute remaining here in practice, let's go ahead, roll over to our side-by-side commercials, let qualifying get started here. We're going to be right back. We're going to roll to our side-by-side ads. Be back here live on Fearless Broadcasting with some side-by-side ads here. Then coming back with that qualifying. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, you both stop the real quick cut. Double check the steering wheel. Roll.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1, 2, 3 finish.
Welcome back here to Echo Park Speedway here with the Rogue Racing League Season 4 and their Gen 4 NASCAR Cup Series race cars. Qualifying here just beginning. Few drivers jumping up on that board. See what these guys doing out here. The number 77 jumping up to that 3rd spot, Paul Watson. See that number 12 jumping up to 6th there on his first lap. See what he can do here on his second. Steve Bocock in the number 12, jumping up to second position there on his second qualifying lap. We watched that number 30 sitting there in 7th currently. Nathan Anderson sitting back in 8th. The 51, Gary Rose. Chuck Sweeting in that 75 up on top. Currently here in qualifying as we sit. Then that 12, Steve Bocock, David Chandler, Paul Watson, Corey Stewart, Richard Culbertson, John Spizak jumping to the 8th spot. Jason Berg jumping up to 4th in that 21. Things going to be changing here. A few drivers out here making their laps. The number 44 here, Dylan Passetti in that Ford or the Florida Gators machine, Chevrolet powered there, jumping up to 11th. John Spizak in the 54, jumping to the top spot there. As Jason Berg jumps up on top of him, the 21, Jason Berg to that pole position. Devin Clark in the number 8 there in 12th. Looks like no more drivers out there on track currently. It's like 12 drivers laying down a lap so far. Jason Berg, John Spizak, Chuck Sweeting, Steve Bocock, and David Chandler currently our top 5. Paul Watson, Corey Stewart, Richard Culbertson, Nathan Anderson, Gary Rose, Dylan Passetti, Devin Clark, Zach DeMars. So Zach DeMars, Tyler Daniels, Joshua Dunn, Don Avery, and Peter Stewart all electing not to take their qualifying laps yet. It's like none of them are out on the racetrack. Possibly waiting these last 5 minutes, about 5 minutes complete here in qualifying. 5 minutes about remaining here until we start gridding up for a 120 lap race here around Echo Park Speedway, the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, here as we're on the Legacy layout. Once again, a lot of good times here for myself. Done a lot of spotting here. Also got to take a few ride-alongs around this place there at a good bit of speed there with our professional drivers over at the NASCAR Racing Experience. Had a bang-up job doing that. A few of these drivers looking like not going to set a qualifying lap, quite possibly. None pulling out there yet. 4 minutes, a little less than 4 actually, remaining out there. Not sure the plan behind that, wanting to start in the back, maybe let the action unfold, work their way through to the front there at the end. Totally possible. Hope you guys here watching live, having a good Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. Whether you're watching your husbands or sons racing here tonight with the Rogue Racing League. Live here on Fearless Broadcasting. Once again, thank you to all the partners that make it happen here at Fearless Broadcasting. Big thank you to Push the Edge, Tier 1 Setup Shop. Make sure to go get all your setups, all your setup needs from dirt to asphalt over at Tier 1 Setup Shop. Use code FEARLESS, FEARLESS for 10% off over there at Tier 1 Setup Shop. Admin box. If you need a little bit of help, they're adminning your league or event. That admin box, an awesome little macro pad specifically built for iRacing by iRacers. A lot of control there on that. Make sure to use code FEARLESS-BOX, Fearless, FEARLESS -BOXX for 10% off over there at Admin Box. Big thank you to Juicy Spider Studios, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Puffy Swag Shop, Fearless Enterprise, Fearless Motorsports, and of course, Fearless Broadcasting, having me up here in the booth. Once again, Greg Thielsen up here in the booth, bringing you all the action here from the Rogue Racing League here at Echo Park Speedway. That 45, Tyler Daniels, making his way out onto the racetrack. I also see that 00, Joshua Dunn, also has made his way out onto that racetrack here late in qualifying. About 2 minutes remaining, just under 2 minutes. Wait until the very end to get those laps in. See if Tyler Daniels in this 45 can make an advantage out of that. Is he going to jump up to that top spot here on his first run out here in that Bright Flame Consulting number 45? Real sorry, I think I called that the wrong name last week. That's all right. Make sure that 45 jump into the 6th position. Tyler Daniels, one more lap, keeping the foot in it here. Coming off of turn 2. Let's go ahead, jump on board with them. See what the end of this lap looks like coming through 3 and 4 on the wall. Down to the middle. Trying to keep all that momentum up. Dive down to the bottom, all the way out. Stretch that thing, get as much momentum off of turn 4 there. Where does Tyler Daniels in this 45? Bright Flame Consulting machine end up 6th. Looks like that qualifying run taking him back to 6th there. No more drivers out there. Jason Berg still our provisional pole sitter. John Spizak to his outside. I think that's going to be it. Going to roll over here shortly. Qualifying going to be coming to an end. Let's pull up our little top 10 lineup right here. Jason Berg, John Spizak, Chuck Sweeting, Steve Bocock, David Chandler, Tyler Daniels, Paul Watson, Corey Stewart, Richard Culbertson, Nathan Anderson are top 10 here tonight. Gary Rose, Dylan Passetti, Joshua Dunn, Devin Clark are top 14. And then Zach DeMars, Don Avery, and Peter Stewart all not putting in a lap here in qualifying. Might be part of their strategy. I'm not quite sure. But rolling here to the main event, our 120 lap race here. Drivers beginning that grid up process here. As these drivers begin gridding up, let's go ahead and roll through that starting grid in our little scrolling grid. Jason Berg in that 21, capturing that pole position. Teammate John Spizak in that 54 to his outside on row 1. Chuck Sweeting in the 75. Steve Bocock in the number 12 on row number 2 here. David Chandler in the number 1. Tyler Daniels in the 45. Rounding out row 3. Paul Watson and Corey Stewart going to be in row number 4 here. The Ride the Dente number 77 there out here. And Atlanta, Richard Culbertson, Nathan Anderson rounding out that top 10 here in row number 5. Gary Rose and Dylan Passetti here in row number 6. Joshua Dunn and Devin Clark going to be sharing that row number 7. Gotta love that 00 gold machine there. Peter Stewart and Zach DeMars going to be here in row number 8. And rounding out our field tonight, that number 32 Tide machine, Don Avery, here in P17 in row number 9. Looks like all these drivers gridded up. Jason Berg, a little burnout there from the pole position. Interesting way to get it started there. Drivers making their way here under pacing, getting ready to go. Green flag racing here in Atlanta, Echo Park Speedway. These drivers all going to be dealing with the same conditions. This old legacy, not progressively banked racetrack here in Atlanta. Little bit dusty at times. As you see a little bit dust coming off of those race cars. They're through 1 and 2 down the backstretch. These Gen 4 cars are already loose on the edge. Let's see what unfolds here tonight. Getting ready for a very exciting start to the race through 3 and 4 here. The field tightening up, getting ready to go. Green flag jump out here with our fan cam out here with the fans in the stands. Kick off this green flag, entering that Geico restart zone. Jason Berg leading us off to our green flag here in Atlanta at 21 and 54. The Ford teammates out front. Jason Berg, John Spizak with a great start to the race here. Side by side, Chuck Sweeting in that 75, looking to the bottom, trying to find his way forward here. Fortunately, John Spizak not able to let that happen. Definitely not wanting to see that. Closing the door there for him. Lap number 1 complete here in Atlanta. Great job by these drivers. A lot of single file action here now. These drivers know what it's going to take to make it to the end. To win this race, you first must make it to the end. Keep that nose clean, out of trouble. Don't take any risks that are a little more than needed. Definitely some of the strategy going to be played here tonight. As we see the leaders gaining a little bit of a gap there. The 21 Jason Berg with a 3 to 4 car, possibly 5 car gap back to that 54 of John Spizak. The number 1 David Chandler up 2 spots up to the 3rd spot. They're just in the back of our screen chasing this number 54 here. Things heating up. Side by side here through the middle of the field. We see Tyler Daniels in that 45 on the outside of Paul Watson in that 77. Down through turns 1 and 2, able to get single filed back out down the backstretch there. The 44 Dylan Passetti making a move to the bottom of that number 12 of Steve Bocock. As we see, they work themselves side by side. The 44 able to make that spot work, up 4 positions here tonight. Dylan Passetti, our early race biggest mover, currently up the most spots sideways there in the back. The 51 off the nose of somebody, hard into the outside wall. I don't think that'll bring up a caution. Nobody else involved there. Wow, hard hit. Let's take a look back here at that, off the nose of that. I couldn't tell exactly who that was. Hard contact with the inside wall. Coming back to the outside wall. Hard contact there. Let's take a look back at that one more time. That wasn't very good there for the 51 of Gary Rose. That's that 84. That is the number 84, Corey Stewart. Take a little different look at it. Luckily, no other cars involved there. Unfortunately, Gary Ross, that 51, finding his way down into that pit lane there. It's the battle for second heating up. Tyler Daniels making his way forward, up 3 spots to the 3rd spot. Making the pass there on David Chandler in the number 1 now. Looking for the 2nd spot. Side by side with this 54 down into 1 and 2. Able to clear the 54 there. Looked like the 1 almost going to take advantage of that there. Electing a little bit differently there. The 1 now to the bottom of that 54, John Spizak. Down that front quad oval here. The 1 with the pass up to 3rd. John Spizak dropping back to that 4th position. Chuck Sweeting now in the 75, moving to the bottom. Looking to make his way past this 54. Down 2 spots as well. Both cars down 2 spots. number 1 and 45 making their way forward now. Nathan Anderson up 4. Dylan Passetti up 3. Tyler Daniels, that 45, up to the second spot, up 4, making him our biggest mover up the field the most. The current biggest mover up in the highest position, or lowest position, but you know what I mean. Once again, Greg Thielsen up in the booth here for Fearless Broadcasting, Rogue Racing League, absolutely putting on a show here. David Chandler in that one, looking to the bottom of that Bright Flame Consulting, number 45 of Tyler Daniels, not able to make that pass there. 10 laps complete here at Echo Park Speedway, the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, here on the Legacy version. So we are on the old Atlanta Motor Speedway version. Want to give a big thank you to all you guys here live with us, checking us out on the recorded video. Big thank you. Checking out Rogue Racing League. Jump up in our chopper. Find our closest battle. Two of these guys making room for themselves. Looks like that closest battle, that 77 and the 30. Nathan Anderson and Paul Watson. Nathan Anderson in that 30 down on the bottom there. Paul Watson on the 77 on the outside. Trying to keep that momentum up here. Make his way by the 30 here. Hold that momentum out of turn 4. And he makes the pass clear through the quad oval here in Atlanta. Jump up with the fans. Take a look. Here, the field getting a little bit spaced out early. Just want to get some laps here complete. Make sure that they make it to the end. John Spizak down to that 5th position. Chuck Sweeting in that 75, able to make his way by. Jason Berg still out front, our pole sitter. Tyler Daniels, David Chandler, Chuck Sweeting. Our current top 5 here. Looking like that top side working really good here for a lot of these drivers. Definitely interesting to take a look. That 45 up 4 spots. No longer our biggest mover. Zach DeMars in the 11th position. Now up 5. Moving him up to that biggest mover spot. Jump back, take a look at that number 35. Just passing that 84 there. Fortunately, the 51 around off the nose of that Ritz 84 of Corey Stewart. And that 35, Zach DeMars, there on the bottom. The 84 making his way past the number 35 there. So the biggest mover spot, jumping back up to that 45, Tyler Daniels, using all of that high side here tonight. That Bright Flame Consulting, number 45, always looking absolutely awesome out here. Love the pink, black, and blue. Just that blue popping. The pink absolutely pops off the black. Great paint scheme there, also by True Designs. There, Nicholas Trudeau. Fortunately, not able to make it here this week. But big shout out to him. One of the Rogue Racing League admins. Looking forward, looking a little bit ahead here. Lap 17. Jason Berg out front in this 21. Let's start thinking a little bit on this long run. Green flag here. So far, no cautions out yet. Let's not hope we bring one now, but these 18 laps, green flag here. When is that first green flag pit stop gonna be an issue? Gonna be thinking about green flag pit stops here a little bit. Take a look over here. Dylan Passetti looks like he made his way down into pit road through the grass a little bit. Fortunately, able to keep it off that pit lane wall there. interesting events happening here out on the racetrack. Wondered if that was a scheduled pit stop or if he's got something going on there. Let's take a look back at that number 12 also. Steve Bocock having a little bit of issues. Let's take it back, not showing me what happened there. Loose off a turn 4 through the grass. Able to keep it off of the rest of the drivers here. And just keeping it off that inside wall. Wow. Hit that tow button back to pit road for the number 12 there. Also having a bit of a moment as we look back and see what's been going on here. Let's take a look back. It looks like something happened a little bit earlier. No, that was that. Okay. Taking a look at a different angle there. Yep, nope. Same incident. Showed me the event a few times. That's okay. Jumping back out front here with that 21, Jason Berg, our race leader. That 45, Tyler Daniels there, closed the gap. It was up to about 3 seconds. That gap now down to under a second. That race leader, Jason Berg, out front here. Doing a good job here in that 21 machine. Captured the pole here tonight. Led all the laps so far. So definitely a interesting driver to watch here tonight. A lot of success here in the Rogue Racing League. So no surprise to me up here in the booth. That 21 always fast here on Sundays. Tyler Daniels in that 45, chasing him down. That Bright Flame Consulting, number 45. Up 4 positions here from where he started. Jump back to that number 1 there of David Chandler. David Chandler up 2 spots, starting in the 5th spot. That Bud Light Logitech number 1. True Designs of David Chandler having a good start here at Echo Park, Atlanta Motor Speedway. 25 laps here complete. Jump back to that 75, diving to the bottom, trying to make something here happen. Get away by that number 1 there of David Chandler. Chuck Sweeting in the 75. Down 1 spot, started in 3rd. Still not having a bad night, but wanting to see that 75 move forward, not backward. Jump back here with the 54. Started out there in 2nd. Back here in the top 5. In the last spot of the top 5 here in 5th. Not having a bad night. Maybe just conserving some tires. Letting these drivers run away with it a little bit. Save his stuff. Get on the attack later on. We all know that 54 of John Spizak. Definitely also somebody else to keep your eye on here tonight. Another driver always fast here at the Rogue Racing League. Give you a little top 10 rundown. Jumping back 1 spot, that 00 gold and white machine of Joshua Dunn. Started there in the 13th spot, up 7 spots here. Tied for the biggest mover, up ahead of our other biggest mover. So currently, he's got it. A few drivers coming down pit lane. Let me see what happened here. That number 30, Nathan Anderson, sitting in the 10th spot. Looks like he was coming down pit lane or something. See if we could take a look back a little farther, locking it up. Don't know what happened here. Let's take a look a little farther back. Looked like he was not attempting to pit, but then trying to catch the car down pit road, off through the grass. Looks like no other cars involved. Able to get that car stopped there on the racetrack. Wow, things happening out here on the racetrack. Jumping back with that 00. Joshua Dunn started in the 13th up to 6th, up 7 spots. Now our biggest mover was going to be that 30, but he dropped back a few there. I do think that number 30 absolutely looks awesome there. Love the gold and white. Just so classy there, that Aaron's machine. Jumping back to 7th with the number 77 here. Paul Watson with the ride, the Dente. Carson Hocevar paint scheme here. He started in that 7th position. Still in the 7th spot. Kind of holding true to that 7th starting position. Back here, we got a bit of a battle here. We got the number 8, Devin Clark. That number 9 of Peter Stewart. On his outside, that 84 of Corey Stewart. Spelt a little bit differently, but hey, both Stewarts. The 84 on the outside with the run, able to get past that number 8 of Devin Clark. The 9 also making his way through Peter Stewart. The 35 of Zach DeMars diving to the bottom, trying to find his way past this number 8 of Devin Clark. A little bit of contact down the backstretch. Very interested seeing what happens here. Pit strategy, is that going to be a play here soon? Lap 32 ticking off. Jumping back out front with that race leader of Jason Berg here. I need a little bit of a drink, so we're going to run to some quick side-by-side ads here. Take a look at our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here with the Rogue Racing League at Atlanta Motor Speedway with some live action right after you take a look at our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, you go stop the real quick cut. Double check the steering wheel. Roll.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All out there. Nice and smooth. Let's get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Hello, and welcome back here to Atlanta Motor Speedway Rogue Racing League here for Season 4 Echo Park Speedway, the newly reconfigured. But we're here at the Legacy track, so here at Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight. Greg Thielsen up in the booth. Big thank you being here live with us. Big thank you if you're checking us out on the recorded video. I want to give a big thank you to those partners and sponsors that make it all happen here for Fearless Broadcasting. Thank you to Push the Edge, Tier 1 Setup Shop, Admin Box, Juicy Spider Studios, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Puffy Swag Shop, Fearless Enterprise, Fearless Setup Shop, Fearless Broadcasting, of course, having me up here in the booth, and Fearless Motorsports. I heard one of our drivers over there coming second, or one of our teams of drivers coming second there in the 24-hour that just happened. I'm not quite sure where it was, but I heard one of those Fearless Motorsports teams coming home second in the latest 24-hour event. So good to hear that one. As we check back here live with the Rogue Racing League, that 21 on your screen, Jason Berg, still our race leader out here tonight. That 69, a lap down there. Don't worry, not fighting for position. He's got some fresh tires there on the 21. The 21 running a little bit long. We were questioning when those pit stops about to happen, and as we take a look, watching him down pit lane, he goes. 45 Tyler Daniels peeling out pit lane there. The 35 Zach DeMars making his way down pit lane. This race leader, though, Jason Berg, down to pit lane here. Real curious here what these drivers fighting with here. 42 laps, green flag racing. Looks like 3 pit stops at least. 40 laps going to be the race distance they can make it. Or at least going to have to stop one more time to make it. So 2 stops, excuse me. Did my math in my head a little bit wrong. 3 kind of. Oh no, as we see somebody around there at the beginning of pit lane. Let's see if we can find out who that was. Who spun out coming on to pit lane there. I think that was Corey Stewart. Let me see if I can take a look back. No, I'm not seeing it. Let's see if we can rewind here. Jumping back here, I think. Yeah. Corey Stewart a little hot there. Coming down from pit lane. Spun that thing, locked it up. Now pulling back off there of pit lane. Not what he wanted to see. Awesome wife here for Mother's Day, bringing me some hot tea. My throat, I don't know what. I've been struggling with allergies like past week, I swear. Got that tickle in the back of the throat. Thanks, wifey. Love you, baby. Happy Mother's Day. Again, once again, all the mothers here tuning in, happy Mother's Day. Here tonight, fortunate news there for that 84 Corey Stewart. Any fans of his, he just got that thing spun around there coming onto pit lane, as we just saw. Jumping out front now, the number 9 Peter Stewart, marked as our race leader, up 14 positions in that number 9. It's like he's going a little bit long here. Expect him to be pitting soon. Hasn't made a pit stop yet. Also, that number 8 here of Devin Clark, marked in second. He has not made a pit stop yet either. Jason Berg in the 21, that previous race leader, sitting back there in third. He's looking to regain that lead once these drivers complete this pit cycle. 4 green flag pit stops, number 1 here. So back to third, first time not out there in front. Up to second now, looks like. Devin Clark in that 8. Dropping down to pit lane here this time. So the number 8 making his way down to pit lane. And we also see that number 9, Peter Stewart, finally making his way down pit lane. The 4 tires there on the number 8. See that driver's side jacked up. Drop it down to the ground. The 8 off and away. The number 9 back there, getting some service done to his machine. See where these drivers jump back out. Here on the leaderboard after making some green flag pit stops. The 9 back underway here. So now all drivers making their pit cycle pit stops. From what I can tell, Jason Berg back out in front. Tyler Daniels sitting in the second spot. He's up 4 positions from his starting spot. But our biggest mover, Joshua Dunn, in the 00. Sitting back in 6th, up 7 spots. Having a good night in that machine. Looks like our biggest loser so far, unfortunately, here tonight in 15th, that number 12, Steve Bocock, down 11 spots. Don't think he's out on the racetrack anymore either. Nope, not out there. Number 30, Nathan Anderson, down 4 and 14th, also not out there on the racetrack. The 51, Gary Ross, we saw he had some early issues. The 44 of Dylan Passetti. Oh, is Dylan out there? No, I see Dylan. So Dylan, that 44, marked in 13th. Our last driver out there on the racetrack. Saw he had a little bit of a ride through the grass there through the front stretch, making his pit stop. That 21 contending with some lap traffic there. The 35 of Zach DeMars in 11th, looking to put him a lap down here. Bring up our race recap real quick. 2 lead changes. That was Devin Clark in the, I think Devin Clark in the number 8 went and grabbed the lead on that, and Peter Stewart in the 9 grabbing the lead. Throughout that pit flag pit stops, green flag pit stops. Green all the way, halfway already complete. Green flag, or not complete, coming to halfway here, excuse me. I read that at 63, so I was like, oh, we're already done with halfway. No, that's 53. Dyslexia will get you. Can't read sometimes. It's okay. No, I'm kidding. It's just so small I couldn't even see it right. That's all right. Jason Berg in this 21. The 35 looks like he's battling with that 69. That's going to be a battle for position as this 35 makes his way up to the 69. Looks like he's going to drop down to the bottom here. Trying to make his way in front of the 69, not be that first car a lap down. Richard Culbertson in the 69, the 21 of Jason Berg to the bottom to put him a lap down here. Looks like Jason Berg, the 21, able to get it done there. That 69 going a lap down. And that 21, Jason Berg, trying to find his way past that 35 of Zach DeMars, as we see he's just behind him. Is not able to get it done. Zach holding a great pace here, keeping that leader at bay. Don't think he's really slowing him down too much either, so just trying to keep his pace up, keep that leader behind him, stay on the lead lap. A yellow flag comes out. He's right back in this thing. Take a look through the field. That's 77. Paul Watson. This is not a battle for position. That 44, also a lap down here. But let's see. So yeah, Zach DeMar is the first one, not a lap down. Corey Stewart in the 84, up the road just a little bit, sitting in 9th. Peter Stewart in the number 9, up the ways just a little bit. They worked their way past that 44 of Dylan Passetti. We got Paul Watson up here. This is a battle for position here. Peter Stewart in the 9, trying to work his way past this 77 of Paul Watson here. He's looking to make that happen for sure. Ride the Dente, number 77, Paul Watson. That thing, gotta love it. Carson Hocevar making his first Cup Series win there in one of those Ride the Dente machines. Going there over to Chili's and celebrating it. Gotta love it. The 9 to the bottom. Behind the signs. Didn't really get to see it, but we knew it was happening with the pass. But I don't know. A little bit of arrow block in there. The 9, Peter Stewart around Corey Stewart in the, around Paul Watson in the number 77. Sorry. Corey Stewart's in that 84. Stewart versus Stewart, you know. Got to make it interesting here. Joshua Dunn up in this 00 there in 6th. Up 7 spots from his starting position still. A lot of this front runners here doing about the same. The 21 finally making his way past that number 35 there. And now lap number 60, halfway complete here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Lap 61 there by the race leader, Jason Berg. What a race. Green flag. A lot of this race here so far. A few drivers, unfortunately, single car accidents. These Rogue Racing League does not throw the caution for a single car, so definitely the short end of the stick on that one here for a few of the drivers. But we want to keep this thing mean and green. That battle for the second spot looks like it's heating up here. That 45, Tyler Daniels in the Bright Flames Consulting Machine. With that 54, John Spizak there in 3rd. Big wiggle from the 45 coming off a turn 2 there. 45 making up some ground there through the backstretch. 45 so sideways. Wow, really sideways there. Through turns 3 and 4. Those rear tires not showing Tyler Daniels a good time right now. Definitely not. Coming with about 20 laps left on this fuel run. So it was about lap 42, 43, these drivers electing to come the first time, most of them a little bit earlier than that. But if you want to make it to the end, definitely going to be around that lap number 80 mark. Around. So going to be thinking about that. Definitely don't want to be heating those tires up though, Tyler. Want to take care of those things. Got a long run here to build some speed. Well, we haven't done it here yet. Let's go ahead and do a quick crank it up. I'm going to mute my microphone. Let's jump trackside and listen to these Gen 4 NASCAR Cup Series race cars and all of their glory. Let's go ahead and crank it up. right, welcome back here. Greg Thielsen up in the booth, Fearless Broadcasting. Little bit of a crank it up. Good to hear all of the sounds here from the iRacing Gen 4 NASCAR Cup Series cars. Take a look here. That 54 and the 45. Coincidentally, I think not. I don't know. Maybe. But here having a battle. John Spizak in the 54. Coming up to that back bumper there of the 45. Tyler Daniels. This battle for second. Beginning to heat up here. Definitely something we're going to want to keep our eye out on. That Rogue banner there on the 45. Another one of our great admins here at the Rogue Racing League, Tyler Daniels, in that Bright Flame Consulting, number 45. Big thank you to them for sponsoring him. Tyler, always a threat when he is behind the wheel here. Locked in that 21 of Jason Berg just out front here tonight. I don't know if these boys got enough to catch up. There's about a 3.5 second gap here from that 21 of Jason Berg back to this 45 of Tyler Daniels and the 54 of John Spizak. Jason Berg just checked out. You see, he's not even the first car in front of him. That's a lap car, that 35 right there. Zach DeMars got to look up past in front of him to find that race leader. So definitely interesting here. Oh, the 45 lose the 54 on the outside. Able to clear the pass there, going down into turn number 1, up back to the high side. That 45 has been running that high side. He hasn't really been down low very much. I think that wiggle just got him off on the wrong line there. Down to third, still having a great night there for that 45. Looking closer here to this second set of pit stops. Quite possibly another green flag run of pit stops. Gonna be interesting. Lap 72 as the leaders cross the stripe. Definitely something to keep on your mind here tonight. That number 1, David Chandler, currently up to 4th. Started in the 5th spot, having a strong run. Up 1 in the number 1. Good job, David. Also elected to use that high side. This old Atlanta, the Legacy Atlanta racetrack here. I love this place. I'm not much of a fan of the new Echo Park Speedway and the reconfigured progressive banking. I really miss this old Atlanta. It's just got something about it. And then here with these Gen 4s, it's just so nostalgic. I love it. So glad to be here, bringing you this Rogue Racing League event here tonight. Having a good time for sure. Lap number 74. I'm expecting some of these back of the pack drivers gonna start trying to think about short-changing this pit sequence. So definitely going to be thinking here soon, I would think, about kind of changing it up. Maybe pitting a little bit early. Trying to get in there, get some tires, make up the time. I don't know. If it stays green flag, might be the only shot you got at it. Let's see. Dylan Passetti there was a little early coming down pit lane. Like lap 64. Like he took it a little extra early. Jump back out front. That 21 Jason Berg out here with a great lead on the field. That 3.5 second jumped up to 4 seconds out in front of the 54 now. The 45 jumping back to third, dropping back to third spot, excuse me. David Chandler, the number 1 in 4th. Chuck Sweeting in that 75, still in 5th. Joshua Dunn, Peter Stewart, Paul Watson, Corey Stewart, Zach DeMars. Our top 10 as they run. Zach DeMars a lap down Fortunately, looks like that 84, the first car, not a lap down. If the caution comes out, Zach DeMars gonna be your lucky dog here. Bring back down our tower. Keep an eye. Drivers jumping down pit lane here. It'll let you know with that little pit instead of the gap distance. So I'm expecting drivers to begin making their way down pit lane. And I do want to give a big thank you to Yoso Jane. I saw you out there in chat earlier. Big thank you for stopping by. You know, I got a little, I don't know if it's quite diagnosed dyslexia, but some words you just don't, you look at them and they're not what they look like. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I do really got dyslexia. I don't know. Here we are, though. We made it this far. Also, Dylan Passetti out there. I hate this car in the chat. Well, Dylan, looks like you're going to have to vote for a new car there next season. Coming up for season 5. When that poll comes and makes its way around, almost guaranteed Dylan not voting for the Gen 4s again. Not even for an option. And then when it comes to the admin votes, he's definitely not voting for it. But I digress. Jumping back out front, that 21 just absolutely leading so many laps out here tonight. Take a look at just how many laps that 21 has led here so far. Out of the 80 laps so far, Jason Berg with 73 laps led here tonight. An absolutely dominating performance here so far. I just don't know of any other way to describe it. That 21 here is just lights out tonight in Atlanta Motor Speedway here for the Rogue Racing League Season 4 race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Just lights out fast here for the 21. Hasn't made one mistake yet. Not saying that he's not going to. It can't happen. Nothing like that. But here we're coming. Lap 81. I'm going to expect this race leader group here to begin making their way down pit lane. We see the number 1 there. David Chandler dropping down to pit lane. See that? The one squealing tires, burning the rubber. They're off. Out of pit lane there. See who follows them down. Let's take a look. We're going to just watch pit lane here. These leaders elect to come down this time. No, there's the 77 leading that pack. So it's not this group of drivers. Actually, it is. That's the 21 right there. The 44, Dylan Passetti. Nope, not this time by here. One back out on the racetrack here. That race leader, the number 21, Jason Berg, just the class act of the field here tonight. That Ford, I think it was a Taurus, Ford Taurus back in these days, right? Yeah, Ford Taurus. Gotta love the sun beginning to set here in Atlanta. Coming into golden hour here. Cars absolutely looking beautiful out on track. Gotta love it. And the 21 down to pit lane. The 21, Jason Berg, race leader, making his way down to his pit stop. The 45 following him in. The 75 was already in there. Chuck Sweeting. Zach DeMars in the 35. The 00 of Joshua Dunn, all making their pit stops here. Things are heating up on pit road. Definitely heating up here. See the 00 missed his box. That's not good. Oh no. The 21 away. The jack drops and he's off. The 45, Tyler Daniels, off as well. The 00 with a very, very slow pit stop. He definitely lost some time there. Unfortunately, Corey Stewart in the 84, the 44, Dylan Passetti making their way down to pit lane here. Looks like 4 tire stops all the way around. All these drivers wanting that fresh set of rubber. Still green flag, not many laps remaining here. Lap 86, 3 lead changes. Peter Stewart back out front in the number 9 there. You watch the number 9 come around, lead another lap. He's just on an alternate strategy here tonight. Will it work out in the end? I don't know. We're going to have to see after this pit cycle. Take a look at my stats here. It looks like, again, that number 9 in the 77, Paul Watson, not making their second pit stop yet. The 8 of Devin Clark also not making his way back down to pit road quite yet. And as this green flag pit stop cycle number 2 makes its way through, we're going to go jump to our partners and sponsors, go to a quick side-by-side ad break. That way we can bring you the rest of the race. Green flag here. Let's go one more side-by-side ads. Take a look at our partners and sponsors. Big thank you. If you're here watching live or on the recorded video, hang tight. We'll be right back here with the Rogue Racing League at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Gen 4 NASCAR Cup cars here for Season 4. Stick around. We will be right back.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, you both stop real quick, double check the steering wheel. Roll.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All out there. Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
And welcome back here to Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Rogue Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series here for Season 4. As we see that number 45, Tyler Daniels in his Bright Flame Consulting, Machine making his way back up to second around that 54 of John Spizak. We're going to be green flag coverage all the way here to the end. 26 laps remaining here in Atlanta. Things are heating up. That number 9, a little bit fresher tires, a lap down, making his way past its 54 and the 45. Jump back out front. Our race leader, that number 21, Jason Berg, so dominant here tonight. 83 laps led of the scheduled 120 so far, with 25 laps remaining. That guy is on fire. It's going to take a yellow 100% to get these guys back in even any resemblance of a chance to win this thing here tonight. 5.5 seconds, 5.4 tenths of a second. Definitely not going to be an easy task there for the number 45 or the 54. The 45 just made his way by there, but that 54, teammates with that race leader, I don't know, maybe they got a trick up their sleeve. Maybe he's saving just a little bit for the end here. Gonna find out here soon. Yo soy Jane, you know how it goes. Appreciate you, man, being here live with us. Big shout out to you guys here watching live on Fearless Broadcast in the Rogue Racing League. Absolutely putting on an amazing show each week, week in and out. These Gen 4 race cars, so much nostalgia. The drivers all great out here in the Rogue Racing League. Definitely putting on a show for us. To watch that 75 Chuck Sweeting. The number 1 at David Chandler there, going to be the next battle for position. Down there on the bottom, that bright blue Bud Light machine. See if he can't make his way forward a little bit. Let's go ahead, do a little top 10 rundown here. Jason Berg out in front, Tyler Daniels in that 45, sitting there in second, John Spizak, Chuck Sweeting, David Chandler rounding out our top 5. Just about 20 laps remaining here. Joshua Dunn in the 00, Peter Stewart, Corey Stewart, Paul Watson, and Zach DeMars are top 10 as they currently run. Then we got Devin Clark, Dylan Passetti, Richard Culbertson, Nathan Anderson, Steve Bocock, Gary Ross, Don Avery. Their 17 drivers made it out here to Atlanta, the Legacy Atlanta here. No Progressive Bank in the old racetrack here with the old Gen 4s. Gotta love it. I absolutely do myself. Hope you fans do out there, the drivers. Hopefully you guys having a good time here tonight. I think it's a good drivers racetrack. I think, personally. As the laps ticking down here in Atlanta, the Rogue Racing League. Been race controlling for about a little over a year for these guys. Great group of drivers here. These guys absolutely putting on a great product. Going live streamed, broadcasted this season. Here live on Fearless Broadcasting. I stepped myself into a broadcasting role here at Fearless. Brought these guys along for the ride. Super happy to bring you this race coverage. These guys just every week, week in and out, just great guys. Great battles. As we watch that 45, Tyler Daniels trying to make his way past that number 8 of Devin Clark. They're a lap down. Still trying to take away at that 5.5 second gap out front. Jason Berg in the 21. Just about 17 laps remaining. I don't know if he's got enough time there. go ahead and see his last lap versus the leader's last lap. So the leader, Jason Berg, putting down a 31.7 there, the last lap. But Tyler a little bit faster. It looks like 0.2 of a second there. He's making up. So let's do a little math here. 0.2 of a second. That's going to take 5 laps to get a second. It's 25 laps if he continues on this pace. Only 16 remaining. He's not going to make it. Tyler Daniels just not the speed to catch that 21, I don't think. Anything can happen here. A yellow flag definitely coming out at this point of the stage. Gonna be a big shakeup, but we will see. Green flag, all 106 laps here so far. These drivers doing a great job keeping it green flag racing. Jason Berg out front. Tyler Daniels is 45. Sitting in second, John Spizak sitting back in third in the 54. 15 laps left. Let's pull up a little telemetry. We haven't done that here tonight. Let's jump on board, ride here with that 54 of John Spizak. Take a look a little bit of the telemetry. 155 mile an hour corner speed. Gas it up off the corner. See, looks like the last lap the leader clicked off a 0.5 right along there with John. So it looks like the top 3 all kind of clicking off the same laps here. Don't know if it's going to be enough time. This battle for second, though, John Spizak and Tyler Daniels. That's going to be something we keep an eye on. You see that car up on the high side. That 45 with that bright pink spoiler there just up ahead. Kind of hidden by that bar a little bit, but he's up there. You see him? There he is. Just underneath that mirror there. Just up the racetrack a little bit. John Spizak in this 54. In the podium spot here in third. But you got to think he wants that one more spot there. Coming to 10 to go. 191 miles an hour. I don't know if you're taking a look over at that telemetry. 190 entering into turn number 1 there. Down the back, 184, 85, 87, just about 190. Entering down into turn 3 again. These cars just so bad fast. I love it. 11 laps remaining. Not much time out here for the field to make something happen there. We see these race cars all around this speedway here. You can look from an outside perspective, a little bounce around from the racetrack. Hope you guys having a great night here. Once again, if you're a mother or you got a mother very important to you, happy Mother's Day. Hope you guys had some good times there with your moms, your wives. Make sure the kids all said happy Mother's Day. Now the boys get to have their fun here tonight. Here around Atlanta, the Rogue Racing League, 10 laps to go. Jason Berg in the 21, currently out in front. This thing is definitely heating up here. That 21 just running away with the race here tonight. Still 5.5 seconds to that 45 of Tyler Daniels. I just not gonna make it happen here unless something big happens. He makes a mistake, a lap car comes up and makes some contact with him and ends his night here. It's gonna take something big, but a pretty clean racetrack. A lot of space out in front of him, set up to take this thing home here tonight. See where the battles here are on the racetrack. That 45 just a bit ahead of that 54. The 75 back there in fourth. The number 1 a little farther back than that. Jump a little farther back again. Okay, let's go ahead. We got a little talking point here. And our biggest mover now our current biggest mover, looks like this number 00 of Joshua Dunn, starting off in the 13th position, up to 6th, up 7 spots. Nope. Looks like he gonna make me a liar. That's okay. Peter Stewart up 8 positions. I didn't see that. So that number 9 of Peter Stewart started off in 15th, up to 7th. Just one more position gained than that 00 Joshua Dunn. Almost gave it to him. Not quite there, but Peter Stewart currently our biggest mover coming here to the end. Just saw that was up there, so I had to point that out here. Coming to 5 laps to go here around Atlanta. Jason Berg just out to a dominant lead here. Tyler Daniels in second. John Spizak fighting to move his way forward here. Let's go ahead and jump in that nose of the 54. Little unique view around here. Drop our tower down. Right there on the splitter, looking around this Atlanta Motor Speedway. The sun setting, absolutely gorgeous out here tonight. And that's Tyler Daniels up ahead, just making a little contact there with the wall. I do think coming off a 2. See John Spizak using that bottom side. Definitely curious what he was doing there. I don't know, but 3 laps remaining. That 21 out in front. So dominant here tonight. John Spizak, Tyler Daniels, and this race leader here, Jason Berg, up front all night, all 3 of these drivers. But this number 21 here, Jason Berg, 2 laps to go. Out front, dominant fashion here tonight. Nobody with anything for him here. 106 laps of the 120 scheduled distance. Doing a phenomenal job out front. That clean air. Definitely white flag out here. 21 picking up that white flag. Last lap for Jason Berg, bringing it home here tonight. Can't say enough about that number 21 Ford Taurus there. Out front so much here tonight. Ooh, somebody with no right front. I think that was the Paul Watson machine. Yeah, it was. But coming to the checkered flag here, Jason Berg coming home victorious in the number 21. Tyler Daniels crossing the line in second. John Spizak in third. Chuck Sweeting, David Chandler there coming home with the top 5 for himself. Joshua Dunn, Peter Stewart making his way across the line there in 7th. Corey Stewart in 8th. Zach DeMars in 9th. Devin Clark rounding out our top 10 here. Take a look. Jason Berg back around on the front stretch, about to burn it down for his race win here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. What a night here of racing with the Rogue Racing League. Burning it down. Great job. Let's go ahead, jump up to... Where's my cam? I know I got it. There we go. Get the drone out there. The number 21, Jason Berg, coming out on top here tonight. Whoop. Let's go ahead and pull up those race results. Jason Berg in the 21 coming home on top. 107 laps led, most laps led here tonight. Tyler Daniels in that 45. Bright Flame Consulting Machine, number 45, coming home second. John Spizak in the 54, bringing it home third. But it looks like he's burning it back down. Jump back out with that race winner. Jason Berg still frying those tires there. Doing it for the fans here tonight. Jason Berg, what a performance. Burning it down here tonight. You can't even see that thing no more. No more rubber left on that 21. I can guarantee you that. All right, bring back our results up. Sorry about that. I saw he was still burning it down. Had to let you guys see that action there. 181 miles here tonight for 120 laps. It's like he's still at it. He's still burning it down, folks. Not done with that celebration quite yet. Hey, I love it. Hey, congratulations. I appreciate it, Yo Soy Jane, very much. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there, of course. So he's going to go park it there on the start-finish line. Nope, not quite park it. He got some more left in the tank. Nope, there we go. He's parked it now. There we go. All right. Now our results. Sorry, I wanted to make sure you guys seen all of that. That was exciting. 4 green flag lead changes there just about every single time those pit stops happen, and then 0 cautions here tonight. Green to checkered. These drivers doing a great job at that. No cautions. Fantastic job by those drivers here tonight. Jason Berg starting off on top, coming home there on top. Let me go ahead. We're going to go to some advertisements full screen this time real quick. I'm going to go hunt down those drivers, get them up here in the booth, and we are going to have a little talk there with Jason Berg, Tyler Daniels, and John Spizak, your podium finishers here tonight. And until then, stick around, take a look at our partners here really quick.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
cut. Double check the steering wheel. Control.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Calm out there. Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1, 2, 3 finish.
All right, we are here in Victory Lane with Jason Berg and that number 21 driver. Jason, give me a little rundown here how tonight went for you out front for so many laps here. Was that clean air a big help? Those tires, how'd they treat you? Give me a little bit of what you felt here tonight.
Yeah, it was a good race. It seemed to go by somewhat quick, but clean air was a big deal for sure. I know that with these cars at this track, especially with how bad it wears out the tires, you get within like a car length of somebody in front of you with the nose. If you get it just right, you'll get them loose. I know that Spizak and Tyler had a couple of instances of back and forth like that where they're getting each other loose. So yeah, the clean air helps for sure. But overall, it's a good race. Just tried to race the track and not really worry too much about anybody else. Middle part of the run though, they were both catching me. I got kind of worried there for a minute.
Doing a great job out front for the majority of the race there. The green flag pit stops. So green to checkered here tonight, all 120 laps, green flag. That's a great accomplishment for you drivers here tonight. Tell me a little bit about your experiences there diving down pit lane under green flag. Both pit stops look pretty good for you.
Yeah, I think that was probably where the majority of my time was made. At least it felt like. Just really tried to maximize every little second, getting on and off pit road. Have my visual markers that I go for at most of the tracks, and it had been a while since we'd done the old Atlanta, so it took me a minute in practice to figure it out again. But once I got it, I was able to nail pit road pretty good. It's just a matter of when you're on really old tires, you just have to back that way up. You know what I mean? Like you have your brake marker that you would normally always use, but I tend to back that up. I don't know, call it like say 100 yards or so when I'm on really old tires, give myself a little bit more time, but just try to keep it straight, not get sideways, getting down off the track, and brake as late as you possibly can, not lock them up or anything like that. And yeah. So that's one thing I've always felt pretty good about is getting on and off pit road. That's probably one of my stronger things at most tracks. So it was
definitely
a good
an
run
advantage here tonight. It definitely helped pad that lead you had there. We saw the 84. I think that was Corey Stewart there coming onto pit road, locked him up, found himself out in the grass there momentarily. So yeah, didn't do that there tonight. So tell me a little bit more about the track. Like we were talking about, the legacy old Atlanta here tonight, not the Progressive Bank new Echo Park we have today. Do you miss the old Atlanta? I'm a big fan of the old Atlanta. I prefer it much more. I feel like it's a much more driver's track. Well, what's your take on that one?
Yeah, I think everybody misses it. I know Spizak's a huge fan of this track for sure. This is one of his favorite ones, and it shows. I mean, he had a good run tonight. He was in second majority of the race, and it's fun. This track definitely is like a cheese grater on the tires, man. It's like there's good grip for about a lap, and then after that, you're just like more or less hanging on. It's cool because you got the bumps. It gives it character. You got the tar seal or seams in the track that kind of separate the three grooves, and you can kind of hang your left sides on them and get a little bit more rotation and stuff. And so there's different things you can do to kind of play around with it. But yeah, it's an awesome track.
I love the nostalgia of it too. The old Atlanta running the Gen 4 old Cup cars. It just it just hits a little bit different here, I think.
Yeah, it's
But
badass. Yep.
yeah, just nostalgia vibe. It feels awesome. I love running the Gen 4s this season. Looking forward to seeing what we run next season. I see you were championship winner last season, picking the Daytona at night extended. So we're gonna go there. I think 2 more weeks. I think until that. So that's gonna be a fun one. But you got
It's
anybody
either
to thank
the
here
next
tonight,
one or
Jason?
not. Let's see. First, I know my buddy Spizak. He's getting his business, Spizak's Mobile. I can't remember the exact name of it. Spizak's Mobile RV Repair and Maintenance. I think he's getting his first couple of customers going in his brand new business, and he's out there on the East Coast, North Carolina. And so, if anybody knows anybody that needs any RV work done, hit him up out that way. Then my place of employment, Torcliffe, they've sponsored some of my real life endeavors with racing on the super late model, pro late model, and stuff. And so yeah, check either of those places out.
Well, very, very great run here tonight, capturing another win here in the Rogue Racing League. Definitely a good run here, Jason. Congratulations once again. I'll let you get out here and celebrate that win, but great job here tonight, buddy.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you next time, buddy. Look forward to what you can do the rest of the season. Looking forward to that championship run you got, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Should be fun.
All right, let's go ahead and grab Tyler Daniels. It'll let me. Nope. Did it? Nope. Where'd he go? Let's put him there. And then I'll drag him up. All right. It didn't want to let me drag you straight here, but we got you here. Tyler Daniels bringing that number 45 Bright Flame Consulting Chevrolet home in that P2 position. Hey, Tyler, how was your race for you buddy?
That was tough, man. That was I struggled there on that second set of tires, the mid part of that race. I don't know if iRacing gave me a bad set of tires or what, but that car felt like a big bucket of junk from the get-go. I was loose. I was very, very loose. The start was pretty fun, actually. I think I started 6th and was able to drive up to 2nd. And that was a good time. I was really worried about burning my tires off early, but it didn't seem to harm me too bad.
Oop.
We got a race going if I'm still keeping up with
The
them.
heck? Hold on, Tyler. Hold on. My computer is tripping.
Uh-oh.
It keeps lowering your volume. Hold on. Hold on. We will be right back here with Tyler Daniels.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up.
So sorry about that, folks. A little technical issues, a little gremlin running through the paddock or something. I don't know what that was. But back here with that P2 place, Tyler Daniels, you got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, Greg.
There we go. Got it all figured out now. So tell me a little bit about the race here tonight. A long green flag run here tonight. What a interesting perspective. You lose a little bit of time there on the pit stops. I was watching and it looked like you and Spizak just a little bit. Each pit stop, that gap up front to that 21 to Jason Berg, just growing ever so slightly.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the places that Jason is also strong in is coming up pit road under green. I don't know where to find more speed at because I was chirping the rear wheels coming in pretty hot and maximizing my entry for sure. So there will definitely have to be some study in there to see how he is constantly beating us down pit road. I mean, every race he does that. This, like I said last week, man, you can't count Jason out because that dude he's next level. I was able to keep up with him there in the first run, that first stint, after coming back through the field a little bit from starting a little further back than I was hoping. But I kind of got him down to that 1 second gap, and we just kind of fluttered there. And I thought to myself, all right, there's a chance, we'll make a show out of this yet. And I tried to short stint him a little bit and pit one lap before him, and then we come back out, and he was right back there 1 second or 1.5 seconds in front of me again. So that's where he definitely gained time from pit road there. And then that second run, man, he just walked. He just walked away. He's pretty good at this track, it seems. I love a loose race car, and I'm usually pretty good with them. But tonight, he impressed the crap out of me. That's for sure. He's quick. So
definitely the class act of the field here tonight.
Oh yeah.
Jason Berg out front led 108 laps, I think, of the 120 as well. So pretty much only those pit cycles when he was not out front. You think that clean air had a little bit to do with it? You think if you had a little more clean air, or that just was not the difference?
Clean air definitely helped. I don't know if it would have been enough even still to hold him off, but clean air definitely made a big difference. I know once you hit a car within 2 car lengths or so of your rear bumper, it takes the air off the spoiler and it gets you mad loose. It happened to me one time when John Spizak was behind me. It almost wrecked me on the front stretch, and he was 2 car lengths away from me. So, yeah, he's just some of these tracks, man. He's alien. There's no better way to really put it. But yeah, it's glad to come home. I think I got 1 bonus point from the fastest lap, and then bringing home P2 still. So good points tonight for sure.
Great job here tonight, Tyler. And who you got to thank here tonight? I know you got a few sponsors to thank, boss.
Always got to thank Bright Flame Counseling. That's our primary sponsor, full car sponsor. Huge help in allowing us to come out here and have some fun, and for you being up in the broadcast booth and giving us a good show to look back on and maybe do some studying, and for sure Rogue for letting us come out here on Sunday nights and goof off with each other and get a little competitive too. So definitely every one of y'all got to thank every week.
Well, thank you. Tyler Daniels in that number 45, bringing it home, 2nd place tonight. Congratulations, buddy. Great run.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Greg.
All right, let's go ahead and grab that last podium driver here, John Spizak. And our 3rd place driver here tonight, John Spizak, in that number 54. Great battles there between that 45 of Tyler Daniels. We caught a few of those there live. How was your race there from the driver's seat tonight, John?
Oh, that was pretty good, man. And I can't complain other than I wish we had a caution so we could duke it out. But we started off pretty good. I was trying to save tires, of course, but I think let Jason get a little too far out there. And then about the 3rd run, the track was just rubbered up, and then I just got tight and couldn't ever reel him back in.
Yeah, Jason, just the class act here tonight. I was talking to Tyler about it. It looks like, from my observation, pit lane was one of Jason's just strongest points. The first pit stop, not as much, but that second pit stop, it went from like a 1.5 seconds to a 4 second gap there after that second pit stop. What you got to do to pick up the pit stop time there, you and Tyler, to catch back up to Jason? The track time on track, you guys just as fast, but maybe losing a little time there on pit lane?
Yeah, Jason's he's really good at consistency, and if you flutter his feathers a little bit, you got a chance. But if you let him gain clean air, you can go ahead and hang it up. He gets into a rhythm, and that's it. But it's all right. We're keep clipping away, and we're gonna get one here soon.
Definitely gonna get one here soon, John. Having the speed on track all night, finishing up here in the third spot. If we got that caution, I definitely would have had a heck of a time up here. You guys, all three, just about the last 10 laps, I was keeping track of those lap times, and you were all within a tenth of each other. So that there was a caution there with, say, 20 to go. That really, really would have shook things up. Give me a little idea here tonight. That right front, right rear, what were you using more of? I see those cars were sideways a lot, so my guess is that right rear, but what was it there for you?
Yeah, it was about the same. I'd say my right rear and right front was pretty much cooked every end of the run, so there wasn't much you could do about it. But I mean, these cars got so much power, so you got to kind of be a feather on the throttle or you'll lose the tire real quick.
Definitely a lot harder to drive than the new like next gens or something. You got to be a little more aware of that weight and where you're placing it there on the car. But John, great job here tonight, coming home P3. Who do you got to thank here tonight?
Well, I got to thank my wife for letting me do this, for one, because she could get really crazy about it. But I'd like to thank Jason too, and me and him run together a lot. And like I said, man, I'm clipping away at him. I'm going to get him one of these races. But it was a good night, and hopefully we'll be a little closer next week.
Awesome job here, John. John Spizak in the number 54, bringing it home on that final podium position, number 3rd. Great job here, buddy. Look forward to seeing you the rest of the season, pal.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it.
And that looks like it's a wrap here from Atlanta Motor Speedway, Echo Park Speedway, but we were here at the Legacy version, so I'm going to call it Atlanta Motor Speedway. Big thank you to Rogue Racing League having us here at Fearless Broadcasting, bring you all the action live. Want to give a big thank you to all our partners and sponsors here at Fearless Broadcasting. Big thank you to Push the Edge, Tier 1 Setup Shop. Of course, use that code FEARLESS at Tier 1 Setup Shop. Get 10% off dirt, asphalt. Make sure if you need a setup, go ahead, check out those boys over at Tier 1 Setup Shop. Thank you to Admin Box. Use code FEARLESS-BOX. That's FEARLESS-BOXX over at Admin Box. Get yourself one of their version 3 or version 4 admin boxes. Helps you greatly run the show here on iRacing. Big thank you to Juicy Spider Studios, Goose's Rattle Can Shop. Make sure you need some paint jobs. Go over to Goose's Rattle Can Shop. Puffy Swag Shop. You need some merchandise. Go ahead and check out Puffy Swag Shop. Fearless Enterprise, Fearless Broadcasting, and Fearless Motorsports. This was Greg Thielsen up in the booth here tonight. Had such a great time. I just want to thank all you guys who stopped by and watched here live. Saw a few guys stop by. Yo, Soy Jane, Dylan Passetti stopped by in there. Big thank you to you guys. Also want to give a big thank you to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day here tonight. Thank you for letting all these guys come out here and drive. Have a great night of racing. Big thank you to my wife as well. And until next time, I guess, that is stay fast and stay fearless. Greg Thielsen from Fearless Broadcasting. We will see you next time.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, you both stop real quick, double check the steering wheel. Roll.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Calm out there. Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.